Hey there, folks. Rinimt here, and welcome back to Gods of the Twilight. Thank you, Uber Strategist, for the code for the game. We finished up Althea Parts 3 last time, and she was going back in the van to apparently this offshore thing to meet up with other people like her. So we're back with Farkas. I've never met a man so generous, nor so hospitable that he would not welcome repayment, nor have I met a man so giving that he turned down the thing offered in return. Havamud Sanza Tinan. I wake up from a dreamless, restless sleep. Someone's poking my side? Oh, it's Hektor.
Hey, there's someone downstairs who wants to speak to you. He says he's Hektor's father. I could tell him to go away if you...
No, wait. It's alright.
I sigh. I slowly roll out of bed to get changed and head down. Hektor goes on ahead of me. Hektor's the father. I realize this is the first I've heard of him even being around, even though Hektor and I hung out every day for weeks. Maybe that's normal when your dad runs some giant international corporation? But that's pretty intense. Someone like that is here? I guess he was probably worried about his son, maybe looking at details in person at a random little pub. Did they bring a bunch of security, or... I mean, if my son got mixed up in a life-threatening situation, I'd be about as hands-on as the police will allow, making sure the attackers actually got caught. So that could be it. But Hektor didn't say he'd come with cops or anything. Maybe he's just here to punch me, like Mikhail. That'd be kind of funny. I wonder if a billionaire like him would actually know how to slug it out. I thought I'd head downstairs to the pub to meet Mr. Money Nuts. Well, it's got pretty rich.
Ah, there you are. I'm Erik Koskiken. You must be Farkas. My son told me a lot about you. It is good to finally meet you.
This guy certainly acts like he's important. He's not overbearing, he just gives off an aura of confidence. What stands out though is the scar on his face. It's like he got attacked by a lion on a safari or something. Looks kind of badass, actually.
Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry for, what happened.
This guy seems alright, but there's something about the way he looks at me, almost like a hunter sizing up his prey. That's what I noticed. Is that the hint of an underarm holster under his suit jacket? This guy actually has a gun on him? I glance around, suddenly keenly aware of my surroundings. I realize a lot of the patrons don't look like our regulars, and I can feel their attention on us, even if they're acting casual. I'm surrounded by his guards, aren't I? I'm not about to disappear, am I? He just keeps giving me that pleasant smile.
Oh, my son's injury has nothing to do with you, Farkas. So trust me when I say there's no reason to so much as contemplate an apology. In fact, weren't you looking out for his safety? That's what he told me, at least. I shall be thanking you.
I love breath. Alright, at least I'm not immediately getting murdered, but... Are Hektor and I in danger if I don't give this guy whatever it is he's after?
Pleasantries aside, I was hoping we could talk for a moment. But there are things to discuss about what happened to you that aren't fit for prying ears.
He glances towards the door as he says this.
Besides, it's a bit drafty in here. There's better heating in my car. Why don't we talk in there?
Yeah, Hektor's been trying to save on power bills.
I do my best to sound casual while I stall. Damn it. If all these guards weren't enough, now he wants me alone in a car where he can take me wherever he wants? How ugly could things get if I refuse? Would he really let me choose? Plus, if I pick a fight with him here, with Hektor and the actual pub patrons caught in the middle. He struggles with a subtle roll of his eyes. I can barely hear him mutter to himself.
Of course he has.
I narrow my eyes. Oh, really now? He's talking shit? I don't think he expects me to hear that. I've been told my hearing is pretty sharp. Normally I figure he's just looking down on us for not having money, but there's also warmth in his comment. Almost like a jab from a teasing friend.
Do you know each other?
Hmm?
Do you and Hektor know each other? It sounded like you were judging her for being cheap, which is kind of funny coming from someone who doesn't have to worry about that sort of thing.
I mean, I can't imagine how they would know each other, but, well, he's right. She is cheap. But even if I wish she weren't so tight about money, hearing someone else criticize her for it still makes me want to defend her. But he just shakes his head, raising one hand in a gentle, "Now hold on," gesture, as if to say I've got it all wrong.
Hekla is an entrepreneur, and I have full faith in her ability to find a way to afford comfortable heating.
On the surface, he might be reassuring me that he meant no offense, but there's still something like a friendly jab underneath. He keeps his eyes on me, but he must know that she can hear him. Meanwhile, she seems to be actively ignoring him, so who knows what the heck is going on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what if his comments aren't welcome? That's all I need to know.
As for whether I know her, no better than her customers do, which includes Hektor. Anyway, will you join me?
I see him studying me as he brings up his question again. I wonder, is this some sort of test? What, he wants to see if I'm dumb enough to pick a fight I'll probably lose, or see if I'll let him push me around? Can't say I'm a big fan of tests, especially coming from assholes who probably think they're better than me. I'm not risking a fight, though. This is a trap, and he plans to force me if I resist, and this is getting ugly either way. It's better if Hekla and the pub patrons aren't pulled into it. I'll face it myself. If it turns out not to be a trap, then no need to pick a fight so soon anyway, especially with someone like this.
Sure, I'll go with you. Hekla, I'll be right back.
I give her a wave and she shoots me a weird look. Where? Does she think I shouldn't go with this guy? Well, she isn't exactly stepping in to stop me either. As we move to the door and out of the pub, I can feel people around us tracking our every movement. Not just the pub patrons, I guess, for cards, but also on the streets outside. I feel like I could expect him to be here without security, but it makes me wonder, why isn't it like this around Hektor too? Has he really been in privacy mode this whole time? Even after the first time he got beat up? Outside, there's some sort of attendant waiting who opens the door for us to get into his car. I mean, I've heard of limos, of course, but I don't think I've ever seen one in person before. It's huge. The pure white paint job makes it perfectly clean and exterior all the more impressive. The leather seats are comfortable and also pure white and perfectly clean. I almost feel like I'm gonna stay in this place just by being here. I mean, is this leather real? Like from an actual animal, not synthetic? That's wild, having this much of it. And there's a little fridge full of fancy drinks right in front of us as we sit down. Of course, he knows the drinking age here is 20, so he's not going to offer me anything. Right? Way up ahead of us and in this massive car, I can see a silhouette of the attendant getting into the driver's seat. So he not only has a car like this, but someone to manually drive it for him as well? The driver just takes off without instructions once we're inside. As I watch the pub disappear behind us, I found myself thinking through how I'll get out of here if this really is a trap. I mean, thank God I grabbed my chain when I came downstairs. I might be able to break the windows, but if they're bulletproof? Despite the unnerving situation, Erik gives me a reassuring smile.
Thank you for coming along. Now then, let's not waste any more time. I'd like to offer you an opportunity, Farkas.
I pause. Opportunity?
Wait, this isn't about Hektor?
Hektor? He's going to recover. I have nothing to ask in that regard. I know you did your best to help him. It was his decision to try to help that girl, Miss Grimsdottir. I can only hope he's learned his lesson.
There's something weird about how detached he sounds talking his own son's brush with death.
At any rate, I'm thankful to Hektor for securing a friend like yourself.
Securing? I believe the phrase is making a friend? What am I, a military asset?
I'm thankful to you for protecting him and Grimsdottir. He told me quite a bit about the two of you.
Sarah, you mean?
It's weird hearing her referred to by her last name, some sort of formality.
Yes, Sarah. She visited him in the hospital today, I heard. They seem to be getting along quite well.
Oh, controller, don't disconnect on me. She did? They do?
And why are you thankful, exactly? Just because Hektor has a friend?
He lets out a sigh.
Friends are more valuable in dangerous times, which I think you'll agree these are.
Okay,
Friend Summer, you see, Farkas, I can't say what exactly these attackers wanted with you, but I've heard of such people before.
My blood boils as last night flashes through my mind. I remember how worthless my strength was when it came to actually protecting my friends or tracking these people down. Frown back at him. Whatever he knows, he better not keep it from me.
And? What do you know about them?
The descriptions of their armor and methods match those of a generations-old order called the Einherjar. Like the legend from which they take their name, each of them is an army of one.
Generations old order? What the heck does that mean? No one calls a gang in order, but if they're not one of the criminal groups from the city, then what? Some sort of cult? But I do my best to keep my cool at least on the outside.
So, an ancient order of fanatical Viking cosplayers?
It'd be comical if they weren't so deadly. Unfortunately, it isn't so simple. I have reason to believe they won't stop coming after you anytime soon. They choose their targets very specifically. So whatever it is that attracted them to you, they won't stop until they get it.
I blink. So it's really me? Part of me was still hoping I wasn't actually the one putting everyone in danger last night, but it doesn't make any sense.
I'm just some guy. What could they possibly want? I mean, my death apparently, but...
There's no point in speculating. The most qualified investigators are already on the case.
What if it's just a mistake?
He shakes his head grimly.
It never is. Regardless, to be blunt, so long as you're going to school or living in that pub, you're not only putting yourself in danger, but anyone who might be near you. Regardless, to be blunt, so long as you're going to school or living in that pub, you're not only putting yourself in danger, but anyone who might be near you.
Like Hektor and Sarah. That's true. I was the one who put them in danger. They both haven't been so lucky. They both could have. But to any moment now, one of those people could. Erik watches me carefully as I take this all in.
And what do you suggest I do about it? Stay away from your son, I'm guessing?
He just smiles.
Please, you really think I'd just take my son and run away, leaving you, Hekla, and Sarah to fend for yourselves against trained assassins? I'm committed to seeing this threat addressed while all of you are safely accounted for, if you let me. As you know, I happen to have quite a few resources to help with that. Besides, this matter is much larger than just you, and the Einherjar are of interest to me as well. So it's also in my best interest to help you in any way I can.
Okay, this is starting to make sense.
So, you want to use me as bait?
Far from it. I want to keep you, Hektor, Sarah, Hekla, all of them, safe. Isn't that the opposite of using someone as bait? The safety of all involved is my top priority.
So, you want to use me as bait?
Far from...
And how exactly do you plan to do that?
I hit X and it went backward. It keeps randomly doing that. I don't know if it's something weird with controller or what.
Before I get into that, I have a question for you. I'm wondering how exactly you survived an encounter with trained killers.
I hit them. Hard.
I suppose that would work. But to be clear, Farkas, that was a stroke of good luck. It's unlikely you'd survive another encounter with these people. This time, they underestimated you. Whatever you were able to do, it surprised them. Next time, I'm sure they won't be so easily defeated.
So I guess he's been analyzing the clips people posted. Actually, if anyone has access to these security cams, it'd be him. His company probably handles the data. Wait, did he seriously watch us last night on the security feed and not even bother to help us? True that I'm about to... I need to calm down. If I jump down this guy's throat while I'm in this car with God knows what kind of security, next thing I know, a barrier is gonna pop up between us and I'll be full of bullets or choking on poison gas or something. Come on, there's no way he was watching it live. Probably didn't find out until later. Besides, if Hektor has some way to avoid being tracked all the time, that makes more sense, right? Take a breath and focus back on the point he's making. I'm in danger. After what I managed to do last night, even if I don't stand the chance against these people, Who does he think could do better? Even bullets struggle with against exoskeleton.
So, what? You want me to have a bodyguard?
I'm afraid that wouldn't be enough. What I'd like is for you to come live with us for a while. We have a manor in a more secure location, where we would care for your every need. Your adult guardian Hekla can stay at the pub. I assure you, she's in no danger with you out of the picture. But, just in case, I can assign a few guards to keep watch over the place as well. As for your friends, both Sarah and my son survived an attack by the Einherjar. It's possible they'd be targeted simply as witnesses. So both of them will stay with you in safety, provided Sarah also accepts. Anyway, you can think it over as we head back, but I'm afraid the situation won't allow us to delay, so I'll need your answer before I leave.
So I only have until I reach the pub to decide? Everything you just said is still stewing in my head as we pull up in front of the ice and dice.
So now you've heard what I came to offer. I promise, I'll handle everything. So please, and I say this knowing full well that it's asking a lot, will you allow me to see to your protection, Farkas?
He extends one hand, offering to shake mine. That's how it is. What do I do now? Why is this order after me? Isn't there somewhere I could call to tell them they got the wrong guy? I need to find out what's going on, and this guy seems to know. But what's he not telling me? What's more dangerous, trusting it for now or trying to face these people alone? I'll accept. I'll sigh and shake hands with him.
Okay, you win. I guess I should talk to Sarah? Hekla?
Please, I'm the one making the request. I'll handle everything. Although, when it comes to Hekla, her peace of mind is also priority. And the less a person knows, the safer they will likely be. But she may need to know that this is for your protection. That I have the resources to ensure the safety of my son and his friends until the perpetrators can be found. Of course, I'll have to use the same story with Sarah's parents so that everything is consistent. But Sarah herself will know as much as I share with you.
Yeah, don't lie to Sarah.
Even as I say it, I'm already remembering all the times I kept things from Sarah myself. I was trying to keep her safe, even though I never felt great about it. But this guy making those kinds of calls, the idea just pisses me off. As for Hekla, sounds like the plan is to let her keep thinking it was just a gang. I mean, the last thing I need is for a bunch of fanatics with high-end gear deciding they need to silence her. Sigh. Maybe this is for the best. I don't want Sarah to lose her freedom or get pulled away from the rest of her life, but this is for her own safety, so I hope she accepts. It sucks that she got pulled into this because of, well, me.
So, when is this happening then?
As soon as possible, of course. There will be a car to pick you up tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Hektor was impaled just last night. Will he be ready?
He should be fit for release from the hospital tonight at the latest.
The best treatment money can buy, huh?
I suppose I should let you go for now, Farkas. Do have a good day.
Besides, Erik goes to talk to Hekla. So, this is happening. Circumstances could be better, but might actually be kind of nice. This guy might have a secret, but he seems to be trying to help. I'm looking forward to spending time with Sarah and Hektor again. Away from the things that make me a hazard to them. And there's probably in a nice area too. Maybe there are even some open spaces. Always been curious to see a garden in person. Maybe we could spend time out there or laugh at old movies. I was trying to think this might not be so bad after all. The first day of this vacation has arrived. I wake up suddenly, almost jumping out of bed. Quickly going through my things to make sure everything's packed, I actually hurry on my way downstairs. Better slow down. I can't have Hekla teasing me about getting overexcited. I can't deny it. I'm looking forward to this. Some time alone with my few actual friends in a fancy new place. Solving a mystery, going on an adventure. Even a guy like me can feel childlike joy bubbling up at the thought of it. Can't say I was looking forward to showing my face at school after that fight anyway. I knew there'd be clips online from bystanders who saw it, but I'm already flooded with messages about how the heck I took down a couple exoskeletons. Some think it's cool or want me to help them, others think it's proof I never stopped being gang trash and told me I had better not come back. I don't even want to know what the teachers of my old gang are thinking. I stopped looking. Top it all off are the creepy-ass messages from strangers around the globe, offering me all kinds of extravagant shit, hoping I'll introduce them to Hektor? That's what I get for showing up next to him in something like this. How the heck did they all find me? I swear to God, I'm generally all my accounts again. Passing to the pub on my way out, I run into Hekla.
You're up early. Leaving so soon?
Yeah.
Well, good luck out there, kiddo.
She's going along with all this, but it's not lost on me. She's worried. Does she know something? Feels like she's not sure she should tell me, oh, whatever it is. But I can't wait for her to make up her mind. Besides, I'm also keeping these things from her with this whole Einherjar business. Still, I feel bad leaving her here. But she doesn't press me on it. She trusts me. Promise to be back with a gift.
I'll be back before you know it.
Well, no need to be back that soon.
I chuckle.
I'll bring you a souvenir.
Make it something expensive.
We share a smile for what's probably the last time in who knows how long. I toward the street, my backpack over one shoulder.
Bye.
Bye, kid.
As I arrive,
Hey, Farkas!
Hey.
my friends, they're here. They really came.
Hey.
It was hard to convince my parents to let me skip classes to do whatever this is. I mean, they want me to be safe too, but I think they'd rather do that on their terms.
As she speaks, I can see how she holds her hands tightly together as if trying to hold on to something for dear life. The way she's clinging to herself, she used to cling to me like that when she was scared. When we were little, ever since I started running into her again recently, it's almost like she's afraid to come too close or I might disappear. She's been through so much in the past 2 days. She's never been near a fight like that, let alone end up right in the middle of one. My own first fights were nothing like this, just kids roughing each other up. No one thought they might die. I had a chance to get used to it, but Sarah, she went straight to the deep end. I can only imagine. Hektor too. On the outside, he seems to have bounced back, but I haven't talked to him at all since everything happened, so I have no idea how he handled these things. This was nothing like the other fight we got into. The reality is, they both could have died, and I just can't rest until I know I can keep these guys safe. I wasn't strong enough to stop it this time, but I can't let this happen again. Even one more failure could cost their lives, one way or another. Make sure I can handle threats like these. Hektor glances between me and Sarah, then cuts to the tension with a lighthearted laugh.
I didn't have to convince anyone.
That's because your dad was the one who suggested this whole thing in the first place, dumbass. Actually, why do you even need to wait for a ride with us? Aren't we just going to your house?
He shrugs dismissively and chuckles as if the answer was obvious.
Because I want to ride with you, and no, we're all going to the airport.
As he speaks, his eyes flit around like he's doing something on his head. He finishes, he peers down the street behind me as if looking for something. Now I get it. He's following the car. Probably brought him here and has been circling around until everyone arrived.
The airport? And then where exactly? You probably know the most about what's going on. I mean, hopefully your dad told you more?
Sorry, there isn't a lot I can say. He actually doesn't tell me much, especially about his job. Or his other dealings. Anyway.
Dealings?
He has points of contact he meets with, and I don't think they're in his company. That's all I've got.
So even Hektor's been left wondering. Yeah, I got the impression his father wasn't just a typical rich CEO if he's somehow involved with this strange group coming after me.
But I do know where we're going. We have a manor in a really cool place on the mainland, although for safety reasons I can't tell you guys where it is. There's a beach and it has swimming pools as well.
Pools? As in plural? Holy crap.
I'm sure we'll be treated well, and we'll have plenty of things to pass the time. I don't know if my dad will actually ask you to do anything, but for me, he just said to stay safe, study, and spend some quality time with you guys.
So, this really is related to those people who attacked Farkas. I tried looking into them, but I mean, you try searching for people who dress like Vikings. Did Hektor's father tell you anything in particular, Farkas?
I cocked my head.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to tell you the same thing? He called them Einherjar, that thing from the Viking legends. Other than that, just be there, come with me, organization once you're dead, same as with you guys, right?
Okay, so they're into Viking lore, but we already knew that. Anyway, no. My parents met with him. They told me to wait in my room.
With that, a luxurious car pulls over next to us. Our ride, obviously enough. Similar to the limo ride Erik gave me before, it's like a whole living room in here. There's a long, fancy couch of a car seat running parallel to the car's length down one side with more seats at the very front and back, all facing a minibar on the wall opposite the long central seat. Is he really leaving us in here with a bunch of booze? No, it can't be. It's just soda juice, water, tea. Hektor stays closest to the driver and Sarah heads closer to the middle of the car, leaving the far back seats empty. I need to decide where to sit. Go next to Sarah. Flop down onto the front seat next to Sarah.
Hey.
Sarah's eyes widen, her face reddening as she notices my sudden arrival.
Oh, hey.
Did I miscalculate? Should I have given her more space? Things have already been uncomfortable between us for a while now, especially confusing lately. I guess we haven't talked since Hektor got stabbed either. So, what am I supposed to say? How can I make everything okay now? Why am I so goddamn awkward? I'm freaking out. Why did they say to stay here? I miss my friend. We were so close as kids, even if it feels like weakness to admit it. It's been really lonely without her. I hope that this trip gives me a chance to just actually have her in my life again. Or they don't ruin it by making her uncomfortable or stepping on old wounds that I caused myself. God damn it! I try my best to casually start a conversation.
So, how's it going?
I'm fine. Actually, I thought you'd want to sit there next to Hektor. You know, ask how he's doing.
Ugh. I really should have. I mean, after he got stabbed, I managed to avoid visiting him. Once his way, he smiles distractedly, his eyes out of focus. I'm playing some game on his head.
He's fine, right?
She chuckles. I'm guessing she can tell how uncomfortable I am. I need to work on my poker face.
Yeah, he told me the blade didn't catch anything vital, so they were able to close things up and jumpstart his recovery. Ask him yourself later, though.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
I visited him while he was in the hospital yesterday. He's a pretty nice guy.
I slump in my seat.
I was pretty worried for a while. He was trying to protect me when it happened after all, so... But now everything's okay.
I nod, feeling a twinge of guilt at the reminder of how I didn't bother to visit him. I told myself I'd better stay away for his safety, but I also sort of just didn't want to think about it. What I did to him. Yet Sarah, who didn't even know him before that day, is already being a better friend than I am. She really is selfless. They both are. It's good that they're becoming friends. And that's when I have a thought that drifts through my mind that makes my stomach lurch. If they have each other, maybe they won't need me anymore. Irrational fears, probably, but the thought is both depressing and oddly hopeful. If I lose them, at least I won't put them in danger.
Speaking of which,
Yeah?
nothing. Just sorry about this situation.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's not so bad.
I nod, turning away and letting out a sigh. The drive is mostly quiet. I just can't think of much to say, and Sarah isn't one to prod someone who seems to be deep in their own thoughts. The monotony of the road makes me sleepy. I lean back against the headrest to close my eyes and relax. My half-awake days, I open my eyes and notice Sarah also falling asleep, her eyes closed and her head lolling to the side until it comes to resting against my shoulder. Takes me back. Took naps together when we were little kids. I guess a nap might actually be the best thing for right now for both of us. Whatever happens later, I have a feeling we'll need all the rest we can get. Limo takes us out to the city's airport, where there's a small plane waiting to take us to the mainland. Can't say I've ever seen one like this before. It's all cushy leather seats and carpet on the inside, just as comfortable as the limo. They even used the runway. It just went straight up like a helicopter, then started flying like a normal plane once we got going. Most striking thing about the ride, though, is the view. I've never flown before, and see the sky above the clouds. I don't remember the last time I saw the sky on the other side of the constant clouds. Damn, it's such a brilliant blue. It seems surreal. Magical, almost. I have to fight the urge to stare at everything like an awestruck idiot, but I do my best to relax like this is normal. We fly for what feels like a long time talking. Hektor gaming on his hood, and finally me leaning into a corner and trying to nap. But finally, Hektor shakes me awake.
We're here.
I look out the window to see the coastline approaching below us in an immense beach house, beautiful garden, trees.
Damn.
Everything is so pristine. Perfectly clean white walls, spotless walkways. Oh, a place just looking at it. Is it really okay for me to be here? After hovering down onto the landing pad next to the building, we climb out of the plane and get a better look at the place.
Oh, nice place, Hektor. Do you have a butler taking care of it for you?
Mikhail's the one in charge of the staff when he's here.
The staff? How many servants do they have? For some reason, I thought it was just Mikhail.
I see you have arrived. Welcome, Master Hektor, and guests.
I look away with a huff and an eye roll. Did he seriously call him Master, or is he trolling?
Hey, Mikhail. Is Dad around yet?
Koskinen will arrive by nightfall.
Cool. Let's head in.
Make yourselves at home, in our humble abode.
This guy.
You're not coming?
There are other guests soon to arrive, invited by Koskinen personally. I will see to them first before joining you inside.
Other guests? Hector's dad didn't mention anyone else coming. I wonder why they're here.
Well, alright. Shall we?
In the distance, sure enough, I could see another plane approaching. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? I linger outside for a bit, watching the sea, then finally follow the others into the house. Blah! Surprise! I see it, the chapter 0. And we're on to chapter 1. Farkas! We're just going right back into Farkas, apparently. So that was actually the end of the demo. Now we're actually into... I don't know what's actually going to happen. Ah! So we're going to Farkas. There was another plane approaching. We're on the mainland. But if you remember from Althea, they were going to the mainland. So, you know. Well, we'll find out next time, I guess. So thank you for watching. Enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. Found links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. Well, thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Uber Strategist, PR for the code for the game. Until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!